Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to our webinar today on how to achieve seamless digital continuity between engineering and manufacturing with the 3D Experience platform. First of all, I would like to welcome the audience for taking their time out and joining our webinar today. So today we are joined by an eminent panel of speakers, starting with Mr. Ganesh Murthy from Dynamatic Technologies, followed by Mr. Sri Kumar Maganti and Surendran. So first, I would like to introduce Mr. Sri Kumar and hand it over to him for the rest of the session. Mr. Sri Kumar Maganti has more than 23 years of experience in engineering applications, serving aerospace, transportation and mobility, industrial equipment, marine and offshore, and energy process and utilities segments. He has worked on-site with clients like Ashok Leyland, Daimler, ADA, Tech Mahindra, and Giant. He is a specialist in technology sales, corporate trainings, and technical support. He is a certified global professional on PLM Digital Experience platform. He is also a topper in automobile engineering from Gulbarga University and has masters in CAD, CAM, CAE, and mold design from CIPET. Over to you, Sri Kumar sir.
Thank you, Abhay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be starting with a brief on our company's profile. So EDS Technologies has started way back in 1995, and we continue to provide engineering solutions to the industry, especially for the Indian market. So we have been working closely with multiple industry segments across India. We are platinum partners for Dassault Systems in India, providing solutions for design simulations, manufacturing, and also on data analytics and information intelligence. So we were able to help many customers across India with respect to the adoption on virtual twin and also geospatial analytics and 3D printing. So we continue to provide services and software solutions to multiple industries. So we are headquartered in Bangalore, and we have our presence in multiple locations spanning across India. And we are in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Coimbatore, Gurgaon, Ahmedabad, and also in Noida and Gurgaon, and also in Kolkata. So we have multi-location presence, and we have been able to provide our solutions to multiple industry segments across India for Indian market. We have our presence, in multiple locations with headquarters in Bangalore, and today we have more than 2,000 active customers across India whom we support on a regular basis. And we are also working closely with many global principals like Synopsys or EOS and also Mac Technologies and so on. So we provide latest range of solutions on the technology front, especially for additive manufacturing. We provide both metal and polymer printers. We are also providing event simulations through Mac Technologies, especially for government and defense. All the DRDO labs use our solutions. And of course, we also provide design simulation and manufacturing solutions coming from Dassault Systems. You know the brands of Katia, Innovia, and Delmia. So these are the brands which we support and also provide the solution through this. We are into product lifecycle management as well. So we provide manufacturing solutions, again, spanning across process planning, factory flow simulations, assembly simulations, human ergonomics, robotics, and also machining, and even the production planning and scheduling. So we have the complete range of digital manufacturing solutions in our portfolio. So we continue to cater to multiple customers across India on the manufacturing sector front. And also we are close to 250 employees, working from multiple locations with the technical support and sales and marketing in place, and supported by other departmental staff. So this is the brief on EDS Technologies, and when we continue to grow in this Indian market, with again working with multiple you know companies from private sector, government and defense sector, and also even academic institutions. We have provided our academic solutions to more than 200 engineering colleges, including IITs, NITs, and IIScs. So this is a brief on EDS technologies I wanted to highlight before we move into the our topic of the webinar. So first I'll introduce our eminent speaker, Mr. Ganesh Murthy. He heads CAD/CAM and PLM division of Dynamatic Technologies, and he has more than 27 years of experience, especially in aerospace manufacturing. Again, cutting across machine components, sheet metal components, and composite components. And he has expertise in CAM programming activities and also legacy data migrations and also data management. So he worked for both Indian and global aerospace OEMs, and he continues to work with them, and also for Formula One. So currently heading engineering data management for technology in a crucial role. So today he's on our panel to discuss on today's topic, that is achieving seamless digital continuity between engineering and manufacturing, especially the sector. So welcome to Ganesh Murthy. Mr. Ganesh Murthy,
Yeah,
I would like to understand, yes, you have been associated with aerospace manufacturing for many years. So can you provide a brief about your company and also about your business? How do you do with aero OEMs?
Hi, good afternoon to everybody. So, as said by Sri, I have about 27 years of experience in the aerospace manufacturing and especially using CATIA for nearly 25 years. So, Dynamatic Technology here where I'm working, we are taking care of the CAD data management and PLM activities. So here, like our company is a leading supplier of delivering aerostructural assemblies like flap tracks and beams, fuselage assemblies, etc. to the global OEMs. We work with majority of the OEMs from US, Canada, and Europe. This is about our company. We work with the major OEM companies. You can guess around that. Yes. So yeah. We normally we receive CATIA mostly as CATIA as an input because most of the OEMs using the CATIA, and then once we get the data, we work with the other further derivative activity. We used to say the manufacturing activities is the derivative activities. Yes, Srikumar.
Okay, that's nice to know. Often, like you have been interacting with OEMs, there are a lot of data exchanges that an aero supplier will have from their customers, right? Later, you use this for design, manufacturing, and also the tooling requirements. So, how do you view this, digital continuity happening among all the departments, and how do you practice in your organization? So there is a digital thread which is flowing, between these departments, right? So how do you maintain this digital continuity? How do you view this digital continuity in your organization?
So we yeah. So I can't say only for detail. It's in general actually with my past experience. So when customers mostly who are like OEMs, they'll be having their own design and engineering platform. So for aerospace, it's majority of CATIA, which mainly for the structures they use CATIA. That's what my experience working with the OEMs. So who are like in the global supply chain who work purely on the manufacturing, let's say it's a build to print company like Dynamatic Technology or any other manufacturers who is not part of the design, they need to receive the data in their native format, means customer native format. So for to ensure the data interoperability with OEM input, so we need to have a clear system and working methodology. Like we defined, we receive the data from the customer access portals or whatever the mode defined as per the contract. Then earlier, we had a very long path. We actually now we are evolved at a better shape in the current scenario. But in my earlier engagement, we used to receive the data through FTP. It will be in an encrypted format. We need to use we used private what is say encrypting software, which can you hear me? It's called a
we can
PGP
hear you.
software.
Like you're saying, like virtual private network.
With yes,
PGP.
virtual private, and also there is one more encryption software. I think it's a PGP. I will know 25 years now. So that software will be used for decryption and encryption with the two-way security keys. So with that, so we encrypt decrypt in our site, then we'll envelop the data, like it will be in a kind of say zip file kind of information that will be again like expanded. Once we expanded, also we can't access the data. We need to have the customer's project information. This I'm talking about the V4 scenario. But once come to V5, it is a very clear. Now most of the my engagement and working activities are with the Enovia VPM and then with Enovia LCA. Now we are moving towards any other like PLM software for our engagement. So here, when we work for manufacturing activities, this continuity is very much important because we need to understand what is the configuration we are going to work on. That is the major challenge for any manufacturer who need to start working on. Then after the configuration finalized, then we need to understand what is our like say internal manufacturing sequences or processes, because it's not like we use APQP as a tool in the current scenario in dynamic technology, but the comparative when we compare with auto and aerospaces, automotive industry, when the OEMs given outsourcing of any component or a product or module to the supplier, they'll be replicating the work environment also. They will reproduce the entire setup what was proved in the first article in the supplier site. But in case of aerospace, we need to define the manufacturing process based on the setup available in the OEMs, because the suppliers cannot invest such a huge amount to what OEM has in aerospace industry. So aerospace industry will put up, we need to work on the derivative mechanisms. We may have to do a lot of tooling, tool design, fixture design, and CAM program for our suitable for our own environment. So here managing the data is really a challenge. So we'll go through a kind of integrated shared data sharing mechanism that is dependent on supply to supply varies. So, but the importance here is we need to ensure the data transfer, data decryption, or the data integrity, we would say, the seamless data continuity and integrity with the global OEM. The supplier need to align with the OEM like CATIA or NX. That is the way it will be best for us. Suppose if suppliers do not have CATIA or NX, then they need to define a well-defined procedure for the data translation if they want to go through a medium, neutral file mediums. So that is most important, and it is most critically being followed and audited by the OEM companies as well as by the internal supplier quality teams. Yes, this is how the current scenario is there in the environment, I could say, it's Rickman.
So data is at the core, and you see, securing the data access and also working with data integrity is the main important element, I would say, from your words.
Yes.
So CATIA and
Yes.
3D Experience platform allows organizations to provide instant and secure access to database based on the permissions. So how do you view data access and data security from the aero supplier standpoint? And also, how does it help having a robust process backed by technology?
Yes, technology always when we go for even any manufacturing or any actions nowadays, it's important to embrace the technology for our business enhancement or excellence in business. So definitely the digital 3D experience and environment will help the companies to integrate the data, mainly for the data access, data security, and integrity. All three are important for us for any aerospace business or any other business as well. But it's we need to have it a kind of business critical and product critical engagements. It's better to have with the 3D experience on the proper access control mechanisms. It will definitely help the people to go. Yeah,
please carry.
No, it's like tomorrow the engagement grows further. When you shake hand with the OEMs for a new product or any other engagement or enhanced your business engagement with the OEMs, this will help because it will help to associate the team with the global collaborative work environment. So that is how we feel like 3D experience will definitely help. Technology embracement will definitely help any business in this case. Yes, Rick.
So finally, if you have to prioritize values and the technology that brings in to take Career 3D Experience platform, then how do you rate them in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Say it could be customer satisfaction or data integrity or data security or one single source of truth, the database based interactions or the faster time to launch and manage. So how do you prioritize and rate them basically?
Yeah, if I think through, then I could say that if data is available at one single source, it will help a lot because we'll go and fetch the required data to our system. So that I would say the one single source will be the first point I will prioritize. Because with the current scenario or with my past one, if data available at one location, it's the best start for the manufacturing activities. Second important thing is data security and data integrity. Third is the data integrity. And if we launch this one as the faster time, then it will be like customer satisfaction will be there. If you adapt with the right data with the right time, then customer satisfaction will always fall into line. So this how it say one single source, data security, data integrity, faster time to launch or manufacture, and then customer satisfaction. This is how I would like to define, Shikma.
Yeah, that's really greater insights coming from your end on especially on the data management tool and also your experience with aerospace OEMs whom you have been interacting over the years. So understanding this scenario, today we will deep dive more into this the 3D experience platform approach on the seamless digital continuity and also how the Airbus as an OEM has been demanding from their suppliers the quality of output from coming from manufacturers, how they are going to perceive this interaction with the OEM. So today we have speaker Mr. Surendran. So he'll be explaining about how to achieve the seamless digital continuity between engineering and manufacturing with 3D Experience platform. So thank you, Ganesh Murthy, for your valuable insight. I will definitely have already taken note of your inputs, coming from data perspective. And Mr. Surendran, who is our eminent speaker today, he will be talking about seamless digital continuity, on 3D Experience platform. He comes with eight and a half years of experience in this domain, working on product development and also on the product lifecycle management solutions. So he has many global certifications from Dassault Systems, and he acts as a business process consultant for EDS Technologies. So over to you, Mr. Surendran. You can probably start with a briefing on how the Airbus works into with their suppliers, and also how they manage their interactions, and how the suppliers are expected to uh, perform as per the Airbus expectations. Over to you, Surendran.
Thank you, Mr. Srikumar. Thank you, Mr. Ganesh Murthy, for sharing some valuable insights about digital continuity and data integrity when it comes to working in an aerospace supplier company. Okay, so predominantly, as I think most of you would have got insights about what exactly is today's webinar is about. Okay, so to demonstrate a short scenario, we would be predominantly focusing on how exactly we'll be seeing the supplier OEM collaborations. Okay, we are taking an example of Airbus. Okay, so predominantly they are one of the leaders, okay, in designing, manufacturing, and delivering commercial aviation. Okay, and also if you see, this is a European company that is having footprint in large aeronautics and space companies as well. Okay, so now as Mr. Ganesh Murthy truly said about how exactly he has been working with several OEMs across his journey in his career. Okay, so there are several things to note here. Okay, so under this current scenario, so this is one of the things which we would like to depict in this particular slide. Okay, so which predominantly speaks about the market growth. Okay, so which is led to increased production rates. See, predominantly Airbus is a company wherein all the commercial aviation companies have been placing orders to them. Okay, and you might be knowing about the different variants and products that have been available in the market, like in terms of A380, A360. Okay, so A320. There are a lot of things that are there. Okay, so in order to do uh, right things at the very first time, okay, so and also deliver around 80 to 90 aircraft every month, it is not going to be just easy here. Okay, it's really important that you need to take care of the processes. Okay, so it is really important that customer satisfaction is one of the key, and of course delivering the product according to the timelines is really going to be one of the keys. So this is one of the mind shares that has been given by the CEO of Airbus here. Okay, so considering this, so during this process is ideally you will be able to have a lot of hurdles or a lot of things that we need to take care in terms of executions. Now let us quickly see in this particular webinar how exactly this can be done. So now if you see here under the aerospace and defense segment, so it's all about cost and quality. Okay, so the design to cost is one of the key things that A&D's companies are predominantly focusing on. Okay, so here program integrations is very important while we will be able, how we'll be able to reduce the cost. Okay, that is what we are going to see in terms of managing these processes. Okay, when it comes to the execution phase here. So supply chain reinvention is one of the key things. So as Mr. Ganesh Murthy clearly told, that it's really important that data integrity and data security is one of the key things. Okay, establishing a process within the supplier and the OEM company is really important. Okay, so it's really important that also to have an improved visibility as well, to have a program governance in place. Okay, so this is to ensure that the products can be delivered on time and also with quality as well. So this is to is basically, again, when it comes to one of the stakeholders of Airbus, what he has basically said is that moving from traditional approaches and to be on a digital platform is really important. Okay, so this is to ensure that there is a traceability across all the work that has been done, and of course speed up the entire process of execution without any kind of errors during the execution phase. So it is right from the inquiry till how exactly the delivery is being done from the OEM to the supplier, and from supplier to the OEM. So what brings the need for digital transformation? Okay, so digitalization is one of the key aspects that we would be looking in this. Okay, so as Mr. Ganesh Murthy told, predominantly, so going back from traditional approaches till to the new what do you call, the digital approaches. Okay, so from the old scenarios till how exactly we can digitalize the scenarios, from being 2D and paper, how to go 3D and digital. So as you rightly said, that there are a lot of information that are being shared in terms of 3D. Okay, in CATIA V5, earlier it was CATIA V4 and everything in terms of a package and everything. Okay, so how do we bring a collaborative environment here? Okay, so how do we move from document to data? Okay, so how do you how will be able to streamline these processes? Okay, so all these things is what we're going to see here. So rather than having a traditional approach of execution, let us see how exactly we can go ahead and have a detailed approach for the digitalization. So this is one of the videos that we have here, so which will be depicting about the suppliers here. Okay, so here where OEMs are demanding more values and flexibility, so and delivery is also going to be on higher volume side. So in this particular thing, we'll be focusing on the digital transformation, so wherein how the product definitions and customer requirements have been transformed into a real-time collaboration. Okay.
so you can optimize your processes without risk and improve your rates. From big to delivery, you can now adopt new strategies to go beyond your customers' needs and become more competitive. Get ready to win more profitable business. Learn more about the processes in your solution.
Yes. So predominantly in this short video, so it was more about to see about how the entire process works from bid to delivery. Okay, considering the cost and quality into picture. Okay, so in a typical aerospace supplier, what do you call scenario? Okay, so what are the business changes that are expected? Okay, and what would be the outcomes or benefits when we have in this particular aspect? Okay, so here predominantly we'll be focusing on the program compliances. Okay, so with the contracts and regulations that have been given by the OEM. Okay, so here is all about having the data secured here. Okay, so we have consistency and traceability of technical information, right from how it has been shared from the OEM to how exactly the suppliers work and how do they what do you call standardize their processes in terms of execution in their internal departments as well. Okay, so it's really important that the requirements are being mapped properly to ensure that there is a right delivery that is being given. So considering this, there will be three key points that we would be seeing in this webinar here. First one is about how to streamline the collaboration between the stakeholders of the organization. Okay, so this will predominantly eliminate the risk and time of manual data processing. Okay, next is about connecting your projects and product definition using the approaches what we have on the digital experience platform. Okay, so this will ensure to accelerate the quality of the processes that are being in place and the quality of the work that is being delivered. Okay, the third one is basically to trace the product information. So as Mr. Ganesh Murthy told clearly that whatever that has been executed in the company, it's really important that we have a history of that. That will gain this particular company's confidence to win more projects when it comes to bidding of new projects from the OEMs actually. So here basically this is one of the typical workflows that we would like to depict in this slide. Okay, so this is one of the typical workflows that we have captured from one of the aerospace supplier. Okay, so how it has been worked using the file-based systems. Okay, so right from how exactly the input packages have been received from customer to how exactly they have all these data stored in their localized folders. Okay, so new product industrialization is one of the key aspects for suppliers who work on the build to print model. Okay, so wherein they need to get all the information with respect to their engineering bill of materials, which will serve as a primary purpose for generating their purchase bill of materials and their manufacturing bill of materials as well. In addition to this, it's really important that the planning process is also taken care. So in terms of the project management, the production planning and control, and supply chain management. Okay, however, it's also really important that the CAD/CAM derivatives, that is nothing but the tooling derivatives, and the drawings and informations are being well captured, okay, and well processed during the manufacturing engineering phase, ensuring that all these new product industrialization derivatives are being made as a dossier while submitting to the OEM actually. Okay, so the bill of materials that are generated here is really important that it has to be taken to the ERP systems here. So it's really easy for the SEM teams also to plan their purchase processes when it comes to the outsourcing activities. Okay, and it's also really important that the change management and the change identification is also taken care in a much easier way. Okay, so when working with file-based systems, okay, so when there are no proper processes that have been set in this particular system of execution, it's really important that we need to revisit these aspects to have what traceability that we have been done in terms of the work done. Okay, and in terms of the dossier preparations of all the derivative outputs. Okay, all these informations can be needs to be revisited and made sure that we need to collate it properly. So when we are talking about transformation, digital transformations, so what exactly does this 3D experience platform help us to drive? Okay, so the similar process which was depicted in the previous slide was using the file-based systems. However, when you see in this particular slide, we have a streamlined ways of working with integrating the data that is coming from the customer, still how exactly we are going to plan in terms of projects. Okay, in terms of collating the inputs from the customer as the engineering bill of materials using a holistic product definition under the 3D experience platform. Okay, so we have a streamlined way of again segregating the engineering bill of materials, wherein this can be reused to prepare the manufacturing bill of materials and of course the purchase bill of materials as well. So this will have a complete traceability of what information that was given by the customer till what needs to be processed in terms of the manufacturing stage. Also, in terms of executing the APQPs, as Mr. Ganesh Murthy clearly told, that APQP is a system of execution. But however, if you see in terms of execution, we need to have a system here. So wherein we need to understand what are the different phases of execution in terms of phases, gates, and approvals that we need to carry out in terms of a project execution for a particular program. Okay. From there on, how we can have integrations with respect to the different applications that are used for the derivative things. Like say, for example, if you are doing CAD CAM activities, if you want to generate a machining program, you rightly use CATIA here. So if you're doing manufacturing process planning, again, you will be using AutoCAD. If you're doing tooling design, you will be using SolidWorks. So how do you collate all these things and have a tight integration with the platform? Okay, and based on this, whatever the outputs that have been generated has to be taken as a derivative. This will not be disintegrated. However, all these information will be put in a single place, having a data integrity and also a secured systems to ensure that the projects are executed in a much better way. So we'll have right dashboards to monitor the progress of what execution that we are doing, and also we have a very formalized ways of managing the changes that are coming from the customer internally, as well as say, for example, in case if there is anything that is happening from the SCM teams as well. So in considering this particular flow, so whatever we had using the file-based systems, we see that there is a formalized approach that we can derive using the 3D experience platform. So this is what one of the key things that I would like to talk here. So whatever we spoke in terms of a process here, if you could see here, this is some of the images that we have depicted in terms of how to start a project, okay, from a supplier, from how to receive the data till how this has been opened in CATIA v5. Okay, so whatever the reviews or the modelings or the drawings that we need to prepare in terms of the conversion, even that is possible. Okay, the engineering bill of materials is the right way of synchronization your product structure from the CAD model received from OEM. Okay, in terms of preparation of MBOM and the purchase BOM, it's really important that you have a traceability from the engineering bill of materials. Okay, like this, if you see here, it is not only with respect to the uh, engineering side. Of course, when it comes to manufacturing as well, it's really important that you have the manufacturing process plans, you have your process FMEAs, okay, you have a manufacturing drawings, everything formalized and documented in a streamlined way. So this will help you to have the confidence from the OEM saying that whatever the work that has been done has complete traceability, and in case if there are any changes that have been identified or changes anything that has been notified, okay, it is easy for you to go back and do it easily by using the traceability of systems that we have in the solution. So this is where we have the solution from inquiry to project delivery, making sure that it covers all the aspects of customer inputs, requirements, engineering, manufacturing, planning, and of course in terms of delivery as well. So this is one of the typical solutions from the Dassault System solution portfolio, wherein for an aerospace supplier, so we have different processes covered here again. So as we were able to talk about is about a process at the skeleton level, but when you look at in detail here, okay, so in terms of governance and control processes, okay, in terms of integrated technical streaming process, and of course manufacturing process engineering, we have all these things. So this will cover all the aspects like project planning, project management, end-to-end change management, okay, also in terms of the supplier OEM collaboration on the standard component management. Okay, so there are a lot of aspects. Okay, it is not only with respect to mechanical again, so it has 3D experience platform has been following the system of model-based system approach, okay, wherein you have the aspects of electrical, fluid, subsystem, structural validations, electronics, everything being brought into a single aspects. And when it comes to manufacturing, so right from the part fabrication systems to generating NC programs, okay, and also with respect to the assembly process and virtual build, everything is covered under a single umbrella. This is to ensure that we have a single system in place rather than using multiple solutions, to ensure that whatever we start from the requirements to delivery are well captured and traced. So when you look at this platform here, so you can use this 3D experience platform to streamline multiple processes. Okay, so however, we talked about the different capabilities in terms of execution, but when you see at the process level, it's really important that these are the several things that we will be able to cover in this particular aspect. Okay, so wherein if you see here, we have the smart RFQ management systems. Okay, you have APQP that can be covered. Okay, and again FMEA change management. Okay, and also the AS9100 quality management system is also one of the key things here, wherein the different aspects of your executions can be controlled and traced as per the requirements of the OEMs. So when you would like to talk about valuable insights, so what would be the valuable insights that we will have in if we are adopting this digital experience platform? See, predominantly it's all about 100% collaboration, so wherein we have the accountability of who has done what, and we have a structured collaboration among the project teams. Okay, so we have a clear, unambiguous, well managed data. It is synchronized all the time. It is available across the organizations anytime. Okay, so this will have a clarity of who has done what, and in terms of workflow efficiencies and communication across the stakeholders between the multidisciplinary teams, it's really important that 3D experience will make a great impact. Okay, so we'll also have reduction of non-valid activities. So earlier in the traditional file based approach, what basically happens is that customer shares you the data in terms of a package. However, managing it on the servers and exchanging it with your team members will make a lot of confusions in terms of managing their latest release levels. However, here what happens is that in terms of all the formal and non-formal conversations that are happening in your project meetings, okay, like mail exchanges, data exchanges, and internal meetings, all these things are captured very precisely. Okay, so in terms of data security and data integrity, as Mr. Ganesh Murthy told, this is where 3D experience platform will play a vital role. Okay, so here it also gives you information about your organization policies in terms of your engineering and manufacturing, wherein you can have part numbering policies set here, wherein you can avoid the duplication of your parts. Okay, improved process governance is what which we would like to emphasize more here once again, wherein the suppliers can go ahead and win the OEM confidence and secure more business projects for the future as well. So if they would like to show the history of what they have been done here, instead of going on papers, so here basically they can use this business model that is on the digital experience platform to show exactly what they can benefit out of it. And in terms of audit readiness internally, so all the audit trials, content organizations, and powerful search features can well be managed here. So we have the capabilities to monitor the continuing the suitabilities and compliance with periodic management review capabilities as well. See, predominantly if we see here, at any point of time, if you'd like to revisit any of these projects or any of the stages of these projects, it is really feasible for the stakeholders of this organization to have this, and they can mitigate all the risks that are coming in this platform. So finally, I would like to conclude with a simple thing. So here, what business benefits would this platform will basically give you to the companies? Okay, so basically he says that so here basically we have this data driven approach. Okay, so however the single source of truth is one of the key things that we have here. Okay, in terms of efficiency, so we have this improved efficiencies, reuse policies. Okay, so we can also accelerate digitalization. Okay, we can have excellent structural collaboration, and it is future focused. It's not that you buy one solution today. Okay, you implement it now at the base level and you extend it to the high level that we have in terms of the execution when it comes to manufacturing and all those things. So I would like to just showcase you a short navigation of the platform here. Okay, so quickly I will just take you through about how exactly the 3D experience platform will look like here. So I think that here in this screen you can see this is one of the ways how exactly suppliers and OEMs can have their dashboard centralized here. Okay, so if you could see here, this is one of the projects that one of the aerospace suppliers has from Airbus here. Okay, in terms of name conventions and also the documentation policies, you see here the different stages, whatever we depicted in the document is well captured here in terms of a Gantt and also the different stages of execution here. Okay, so and when as you move into the different navigation interfaces here, you have the different widgets available, so wherein this will help you to understand what kind of information that you want to get instantly. Okay, so in case, say for example, if you'd like to collaborate within the stakeholders of your organization, so this project collaboration tab will help you to understand the different tasks that has been assigned here. So this might be in terms of a daily task, or it might be a project task, or it might be in terms of an approval task that has been assigned to you. Similarly, in terms of managing and organizing your data here, so as we were able to talk about the input data package that we receive from the customer here, okay, we can have all the standard folders that can be created here in the platform here. So this will help us to instantly navigate the respective data as required here. And also we have a feasibility to even have a web-based 3D visualization as well. So this is to ensure that having a 3D CAD a 3D application is not really necessary at this point of time. Okay, so you can just go ahead and visualize all these things. And in terms of generating an engineering bill of materials from the data whatever we have received from the OEM's end here, okay, we have a holistic view of the product definition wherein you can see the engineering bill of materials will be here with all this information in terms of the entire structure of your product, in terms of the drawings, the technical specifications, the test reports, okay, in terms of your FMEAs, all these things can be streamlined here. And there is a great possibility for you to even assign the manufacturing responsibility as well. This is where you have the feasibility to segregate your engineering bill of materials into purchase bill of materials and manufacturing bill of materials as well. Okay, so in terms of preparing a manufacturing bill of materials as well, it is really easy here. So as you just navigate into the manufacturing bill of materials here, so you can just have the interface put in here, so which will have a parallel interface of EBOM and MOM combined together, ensuring that all these informations that are there are well sorted, and you will have the information according to the needs here as well. You can define the respective scopes accordingly by understanding the entire structure here. Okay, so wherein if you just go ahead and see here, you have the information with respect to the scope and everything, whether it is a provided part, okay, whether it is a manufacturing assembly, or whether it's a machined part, okay, whether it is an installation. So all these information can be well segregated using the synchronization of engineering bill of materials and manufacturing bill of materials as well. Okay, and the last thing which I would like to talk about is here about the change management, which is a vital process in the aerospace industries. Okay, so be the change coming from the customer, or it is from the internal change that has been identified in any of the departments, or if there are any changes in the processes, okay, we have a very good provision to identify these issues and list it down here. Okay, these issues can be well mapped, and of course correspondingly the change management can also be put in place. This will map all these information with respect to what was the input and what will be the impacted items by performing a powerful impact analysis. Okay, and you can give a score rating as well to ensure that the impacted items can be well reviewed, and of course the accordingly the changes can be implemented. And post implementation, you can also have a post implementation review, whether it is in terms of the product or in terms of the process as well. So on a whole, if you see here, so basically we have all this information in a single dashboard, okay, right from starting the project till how exactly the project is formalized. Okay, and for more information, if you could see in this particular window, so you can see what are the current projects that are running in your company in terms of the phases you can classify here. And we have this real-time dashboarding as well, so wherein if you could just navigate into this platform here, so you will be able to get all these dashboards in terms of executions, in terms of pending activities, everything here as well. Okay, so just to have the overview about the projects here, if you could see here, this is how the real-time dashboard status will be available. Okay, instead of doing all these things manually, so all the stakeholders in your organization can well and truly see all this information in a single click. Okay, in terms of execution, in terms of collaboration, in terms of planning, everything, each and everything can be well mapped here. I believe that this platform will serve as a primary single source of truth to organizations who are working on large projects and also having to execute more projects in the coming future as well. So this was one of the shortest things which I wanted to share in terms of how the 3D experience platform will serve as a single source of truth. Okay, so I believe that you would have all of you would have got some insights about how exactly the information between the supplier and the OEMs will predominantly operate. Okay, so this is one of the information which I wanted to share in terms of which programs have been currently run by Airbus on the 3D experience platform. Okay, so even though there are a lot of variants and products under the Airbus family, okay, here A350XWB program is one of the current programs that are run on the 3D experience platform along with A320. Okay, so having to see more things coming in future, the digital continuity will serve as a single source of truth for all these companies who are working in this particular stream. Okay, ensuring that they can have a tight integration and collaboration. So I believe that it was a great time for all of you to understand some of the key aspects and valuable insights about how exactly the 3D experience platform will serve as a single source of truth, okay, in terms of supplier owing collaboration. So we are now open to questions. Okay, so you can now come up with your questions if you have anything. So thank you.
Thanks, Surendran. It was a very insightful session. I do have a couple of questions. The first question is, uh, can you share some examples of how digital continuity has improved workflow efficiency in real-world scenarios? It can be answered by any of our other panelists as well.
Yeah, I like, this is Srikumar here. Yeah, this is a relevant question. Right now, this digital experience platform is being used by Airbus. So Airbus has a global case study which is already there on even Google also, like on YouTube channels as well. It is available. So you can go through how the digital transformation has happened within Airbus using this 3D experience platform approach. And even Boeing is another customer which has signed up with Dassault Systems for a decade on their latest programs. So that is a company which has invested into digital platforms. Apart from that, there are, I mean, this is also available on YouTube channels if you want to go through the case studies. And apart from that, also again, there are many other companies, working in the aerospace industry. They again who are into unmanned aerial vehicles as well as in the space segment. They use our solutions on digital platforms for digital continuity, and this has been happening since last 10 to 12 years, I would say, because this will ease them out in terms of seamless collaboration with their suppliers as well as internal. And of course, there are some new programs also which have come to India basically. Again, global aircraft OEMs. I don't want to take the names, but I do have many on the list who have actually started taking services from India on 3D Experience platform. So yeah, there are very prominent players in India who are basically engineering service providers. They are already onto these programs. So since they are running on these programs, I want to keep it confidential. In large, there are at least 6 to 7 aerospace programs which are running from where there is a contribution coming from India.
Thank you, Srikumar sir. Moving on to the next question. How does the 3D Experience platform handle data management and ensure data security?
Yeah, so basically, so when we talk about product data management. Okay, so this is one of the basic stuffs of the 3D experience platform, as I was able to emphasize on how to move from file-based systems to model-based engineering. Okay, so here it is all about a data-driven approach. Okay, so it's the architecture of the 3D experience platform is completely different. Okay, where you have the database approach coming into into place here, and moreover the PDM aspects are going to be one of the basic stuffs here. So wherein whatever the information that we put across or put inside this platform will have the the end-to-end security here. So it's not that you just operate like a file-based systems wherein you cut your data from there and copy it there. Okay, it's again tightly secured. Okay, once the encryption is there, so once the file is checked into the vault here, so it's really that only people who have access can get this file out of this for only for necessary aspects. And moreover, in terms of managing all the aspects of the revisions, versions, traceabilities, document management, everything is part of the systems. Okay, and this will also have the scalable things in terms of expanding it to PLMs, manufacturing execution systems, and all these things. And whatever the data that you put in initially will serve as a single source of truth for all these informations.
Thank you, Surendran. We have another question. So, what measures are in place to protect the intellectual property and sensitive information? I think this question is directed to Ganesh Murthy, sir. So, how do you safeguard the IP and sensitive information from the OEMs when you receive the data?
Okay, so we receive the data, it could be like through a secured login. The customer will provide a specific, let's say, to a person, he will create a separate login ID and password, and they'll provide a separate channel for the supplier to access. So even sometimes the hardware, whatever the hardware to be encrypted, there will be separate lock and key for them, so digital lock. So they need to use that and first log into through our VPN connection or something, then access the system and then download the system. When it is downloading, it will be coming only to the supplier site. This is how, this is one of the method, I would say that. So otherwise, earlier I said we used to receive through FTP, then it will be like encrypted decryption. That is one way of that. But in the current scenario, so the OEMs will create a login ID for the individuals. The identified project, they will be specifically working for that particular project, and they need to only have they need to go and access the data. Rest of the other people will not get. So that is how it is. Once after coming inside the system, secured, only the project team will have access to view only or read only. And the team that works on the derivatives, they will have a read write. But again, whatever they do, they will be releasing in their system. Once it is released, there will be a configuration management team. They will review and they will release into the production environment. So for current environment, companies are using SAP for their manufacturing systems because a lot of volume and data to be held by that production environment data. Yes, I'm not talking about only the product. Say root card related information, inspection media, all those things will be through that. Yes, I work with there. We have integrated Enovia plus SAP environment where information will be passed on to the SAP through SAP access will be. So this is how it is. So
Thank you, sir.
This is sufficient. Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I think we can take one final question. I think this is addressed to either Srikumar sir or Surendran. Can the platform scale with the growth of a company, and how does it adapt to increasing complexity?
Yes, Abhay. So predominantly, as I told clearly, so see, this is not for the companies. So many of you might have insight saying that this is only for large OEMs or it is for companies who are working on large projects. Okay, so there are several scenarios where companies who are in the SMB market currently, who are slowly growing into the next levels, okay, they also have slowly implemented this 3D experience platform. Okay, in terms of scalabilities here, okay, so this is more of how exactly the different processes are covered in the industries and also the different business functions. Okay, today it might be under the single umbrella of one verticals. Okay, so 3D experience platform predominantly serves for almost 12 industry verticals. Okay, not only for aerospace and defense, and however it is for transportation and mobility, industrial equipment, or it might be health sciences and life sciences and healthcare. Okay, like this you see here, it has processes that will helps us to cover the entire stream here. Okay, so however this is going to be one of the key aspects here. This will help you to enable to grow faster, and of course it will help you to adapt to all the needs of your product development as and when you what do you call scale as per the needs.
I think that's all the questions we have. We can move to the next slide, please. So first of all, I would like to thank Ganesh Murthy sir for accepting our invite and to be a key speaker for this webinar. Your insights were very valuable for us, sir, and I'm sure the attendees gained a lot of insights for their projects as well. We thank you for that, sir. Secondly, I would like to thank Mr. Sri Kumar sir and Surendran for delivering a technical presentation, giving us more insights on how the 3D experience platform can help in achieving seamless digital continuity between engineering and manufacturing departments. We have displayed our contacts on your screen before you now. If you have any queries related to the subject matter or any other queries as such, you can directly call us or mail us. We'll be happy to connect with you and address your requirements. Our details are displayed on the screen right now, as I said earlier, so you can reach out to us anytime and we'll be happy to address your queries. So your feedback is very valuable for us, and it would help us in improving our engagements in the future. In this regard, I would request the audience to please fill out the feedback form, which shall pop up once the webinar is closed. I would request please give your valuable feedback. Please do keep an eye out for our upcoming sessions, webinars, and seminars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again for joining us today. Thank you, Ganesh Murthy sir. Thank you, Sri Kumar sir. Thank you, Surendran. See you at the next session.
Yeah, thank you, Abhay.
Thank you, Ganesh Murthy sir. Thank you, Sri Kumar sir, and thank you all.
Thanks. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.